intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We've created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Albert Einstein. So what did Albert Einstein, one of the world's most brilliant minds, mean by this quote? Albert Einstein was responsible for a great deal of rational discoveries to the scientific domain of physics. He progressed our knowledge immensely surrounding cause and effect relationships throughout the universe. With all these rational discoveries, he gives credit to his intuitive mind, calling it a sacred gift. My interpretation of Einstein's quote here is that the intuitive mind holds some sort of divine power of understanding the world around it, hence the wording sacred gift. On the other hand, the rational mind is a faithful servant to whatever discoveries that the intuitive mind makes. What I really believe that Einstein is trying to say is that when you receive an intuitive thought, it can act as guidance for your rational mind to accomplish. Our society can only see the results which come through the efforts of the rational mind. For Einstein, I remember the contributions to science that he made and honor him for this, but have no idea what intuitive thoughts were occurring in his mind which guided his rational mind. If we desire great accomplishments and contributions to humanity, we must embrace our intuitive mind and allow it to guide our rational mind through the execution of the visions that are presented to us. Unfortunately for us, Albert Einstein has passed away, and we have no way of truly confirming his beliefs on this subject matter. The best alternative that we have is to learn from others who appear to be in tune with their intuitive mind, such as someone like Kanye West. In recent times, Kanye has gotten a lot of heat for some questionable public statements that he's made. This video is to explore his artistic career and not his political one. Kanye is well known for some amazing works of art through his musical albums and fashion designs. He's a true creative and is heavily inspired by the intuitive mind. There's more to success in music than the rational, thought-driven actions of how to use musical instruments and mixing equipment. You have to feel the music, and that's exactly what Kanye has done so well. His connection to the intuitive mind is impressive, and it's allowed him to stack up millions and even more than $1 billion of wealth. And his art inspires millions of others. But what's really weird to me, though, is that Kanye has displayed a recent obsession with engineering. In recent times, Kanye has tried to use his wealth for good through visions that he's had for sustainable housing, hardware, and even a platform for musical artists to gain more money. Unfortunately for Kanye, though, he's realized the immense technological engineering challenges which lie between him and his creative visions. These challenges are far more difficult than learning audio mixing equipment in the studio and require an immense amount of technical knowledge which is locked behind the rational mind.
What's the hardest thing in front of you on the engineering front?
That's the first sentence that any of our species needs to hear when they're born. You are a human being with engineering challenges.
So that clip was from Kanye's visit on the Lex Fridman podcast. It's pretty clear that he's obsessed with the concept of engineering and respects it immensely as a domain. Why does he have so much respect for the discipline, though? Well, it's quite simple, I think. Kanye recognizes the technical struggles involved with converting a vision into a reality. As someone who spent the last 20 years having artistic creative visions which have added positive emotion and impact to humanity, he wants to expand his impact even further outside of the domain of art. Relating back to Einstein's quote, Kanye is one with a powerful intuitive mind, but knows that this mind will not get him very far on his own and needs to be surrounded by rational thought to convert his visions into material form. If you look at someone like Elon Musk, he's a perfect example of the connection between an intuitive and a rational mind. Elon has had creative visions about a better future surrounding electric cars and rockets, which land themselves. These visions are straight out of a child's journal, but Elon was able to execute on these ideas because of the immense technical knowledge that he was able to acquire through his rational mind. Once he received intuitive insights, he directed his rational mind to learn the engineering principles which drive the material world, and ultimately was able to create his visions. Kanye doesn't have the same technical knowledge as Elon, and that's exactly why he's been so obsessed with learning more about engineering. If this concept of the intuitive and rational mind isn't clicking or you don't quite believe it yet, let's try another analogy from another creative artist. Rick Rubin is a well-decorated music producer and friend of Kanye's as well. I read a book that he recently released called The Creative Act, and there he broke down his understanding of the two parts of a human being. He believes that a human's mind is split into the maker and the explainer. The maker within us is the creative side that comes up with ideas and creates art, while the explainer within us is the rational side that engineers and explains things. As you can see, this is quite similar to Einstein's claim. The maker is the intuitive mind, which is capable of visionary thoughts. The explainer is the rational mind and must exist to bring the maker's ideas into light. As a creative, Kanye spent his career creating subjective art, which has been driven by his maker mind and some explainer skills. Entering a new season in his life, he now wants to grow in the explainer or engineer portion to accomplish more technically challenging visions. Now, if you believe in the split of the mind like this, you might be wondering which one's more important. If you consider an individual like Steve Jobs, he's able to build Apple off of his intuitive vision of the future of home computers. He really had no technical skills and relied on other faithful servants or rational minds to use, their technical skills, like Steve Wozniak. If you look at someone like Mark Zuckerberg, he had an immense amount of technical knowledge on software development, driven by the rational mind. But he had no vision for what he would do with it until another creative presented to him an opportunity, which he stole to make into Facebook. Now his company is suffering as the creative visions of the metaverse are not well received by the public eye. To me, it's clear that both are incredibly important, but a powerful intuitive mind, I think, is more important. Without one, you'll only be capable of executing on others' visions and will forever be a servant, as Einstein called it. That being said, it's very difficult to build rational mind skills as you age. If you have grown up to develop technical knowledge, you might be capable to tap into your intuitive mind more quickly and easily than someone trying to do the opposite. With Kanye being in his 40s, he's not going to return to college and get an engineering degree. His only hope is to pull a Steve Jobs and receive assistance from other rational minds to execute upon his creative visions. I heard a really good description of this idea in a different way by Balaji Srinivasan on also the Lex Friedman podcast. And he believed in the idea of becoming a full-stack engineer and full-stack influencer. A full-stack influencer is someone capable of creating a powerful vision and inspiring others to believe in it. Whether this be through his music or fashion, it's clear that Kanye is capable of influencing others. His shoe brand, Yeezy, was worth over $1 billion before recent controversies, which has made Adidas pull the contract. A full-stack engineer is someone capable of taking an idea and converting it into material form. Kanye has accomplished this previously through his mastery of audio engineering, but as he's aged, he's required more outsourcing of this skill. He doesn't understand the manufacturing process of shoes and, he had to use the resources of Adidas to make his shoe line work. Trying to develop sustainable housing is even more of a technical challenge, which he'll require significant assistance in. If you take the time to listen to some of Kanye's music, it's clear that he believes that there's a deeper part of ourselves that is more connected with the universe, where we funnel creative energy, and Rick Rubin believes the same. As Kanye tries to make a difference in the future of humanity, he's become more aware that there's also a more surface level self that rationalizes and engineers things. The journey that Kanye is on, which we all will eventually be on as we actualize our potential, is to tap into both parts of ourselves to be a complete artist in person. This concept of the rational versus the intuitive mind is super fascinating to me, and I hope all of you agree as well. In this video, we followed Kanye's journey and ultimate realization that engineering is a powerful skill to materialize creative visions. I really think that Kanye West's obsession with engineering is rooted in his desire to bring more objectivity to his creative ideas, and to tap into both the maker and explainer parts of himself. He believes that to actualize all of his dreams, he needs to become a full-stack influencer and full-stack engineer, as Balaji Srinivasan said. Only time will tell how this newfound interest will influence his artistic endeavors in the future. If this concept was interesting to you, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and share this type of information with more people just like yourself. Comment below what you think about this concept of the two minds. Do you feel like you need more help developing your intuitive or rational mind? For me, as I've gone through an engineering education, I feel like my rational mind is well equipped, and in recent times, I've been trying to tap into my intuitive mind. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks a lot for watching.